I'm Dan Weissberg. Here I am for our third walkthrough. It's hard to believe, but it was less than 3 months ago that we did our first walkthrough. In 4 days, it will be 1 year since we've had the fire. Now we've begun the interior where we're beginning to frame. So you see the metal frames and the large aluminum structures in the back will be our heating and air conducting system. So you can begin to see some of the infrastructure that's going to be going into the ceiling of our new structure. Now we've come back in through the non-existent glass doors, but this is how we're going to come into the social hall. And now when we come and look, you'll begin to see the framing. It isn't a big open barn that it was before. Here to my left and right, we've built large storage areas. One of our goals in developing this project is to make sure we have enough storage. So these are 2 large new storage areas. We also will have a lot of new storage in the front of the sanctuary on the right as you look at the bima. When we look at the ceiling in the social hall, you can see the metal framing. You get a sense of the height. But in addition, if you look closely, there now are black pipes throughout the entire building. That's our new sprinkler system. So it's going to be a much more environmentally sound and a much better insulated facility. That should lead to some savings in terms of the utilization of energy by this facility. I'm standing in the center of the social hall. We will have a projection system with a drop-down screen, part of the updated audio-visual here. In addition, in the corners of your social hall, we'll have high-efficiency speakers for improved sound. Remember, we talked about the partition. We now are going to have a very efficient, soundproof sliding panel partition, which is quite heavy. And to support it, we've brought in a steel girder, which you can see above. It'll be electronically motorized and something hopefully that will last for a long time. We've come into the back of the sanctuary, and now if we look into the sanctuary again, you can see the plywood hiding our ark and protecting it. To the right of the ark, that's where the rabbi and cantor will enter. And again, that's where we've put our new handicapped access ramp. To the left of the ark, behind the wall, positioned near the entryway, will be the new gift shop with its entrance coming in right near the main entry to the temple. Again, if we look towards our left, the large east-facing wall, which will now be Jerusalem stone with beautiful areas of jeweled glass, so that we will have a really magnificent architectural element of stone and colored glass. The ceiling in the sanctuary, again, is going to have the sprinkler system and all of the other components. But unlike the social hall, this is going to be a tiered, curved, multi-level ceiling. You can see the early outline of it in the beams. So it's going to create a step ladder effect as it drops down and takes your eye to the bima in front. Should be a very dramatic new ceiling. We've come out of the sanctuary into what used to be the old lobby. Behind me was our old dedication wall, which we will save and rework. And we're taking this old lobby and administrative space to make a new giant library. From the library, if you go down the hallway back out towards the chapel, that's where we'll have our new offices for the cantor and rabbi. Again, very accessible to the sacred spaces of the chapel and the sanctuary. And now if we look back towards the north of the building, you'll see when we go in there that the boardroom has been markedly enlarged. It now is going to be large enough for lectures, social events, all of our board activities, and it will give us a new large space. Beyond it to the north are the 2 new refurbished bathrooms. I'm standing in the center of the rabbi's old new office. Behind me, to my right, will be a private bath. We're building in skylights, which you see up above, and we are now having our access right across from the entry for the rabbi into the sanctuary. In addition, we're at the entryway where we can just pass out into the gallery and into the chapel. So she's right in the center of all of our sacred spaces. We've come outside now, and this is going to be our giant living room, a concrete foundation with a steel and glass structure. That will be the entry into the main building. You can see the footings here for the giant living room. And the wall, which has a cutout, is actually the other side of the Jerusalem stone wall in the sanctuary. This wall will be similar in appearance to the wall in the sanctuary. And then there are going to be 8 cutouts for the beautiful jewel-colored glass. There is one horizontal opening, which is an example of where the glass will be that you can see from this side of the living room. I guess you could say we're back where it started. This is the site of the fire, and this is the completely rebuilt kitchen. As you can see, we've expanded it so that it's going to be even larger than we had before. We're going to have a very large walk-in pantry, and we're going to have all of our space so that mitzvah meals and all of our events will have plenty of space to work. Thanks so much. This is the end of our third in a number of episodes of Behind the Fence with Dan Weissberg.